you mean they uploaded a second video? What? No. This isn't my job. The first one was shit. Why do I have to watch the second one? God damn it. Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Okay. Alright, Dead by Daylight. Beginner Killer Guide. Hunt as a killer. Let's see how bad they fucked this one up. Also, hi. It's whatever you want to call me.
Welcome to Dead by Daylight.
Thank you.
Chosen for their unique talents by an ancient evil known as the Entity, killers must understand the rules of the hunt to achieve their ultimate objective.
Ah, yes.
Sacrifice the survivors until none remain.
Tracking survivors.
To accomplish this, you will chase down, capture, and hook survivors before they can escape the trial grounds. But first, you'll need to find them. Survivors will attempt to escape using exit gates located on the edges of the map. To power the gates, survivors must repair 5 of the 7 generators scattered across the map. Maps in the Entity's realm change each time you play. Neither the survivors nor the killer know what to expect, and will begin each trial on equal footing.
Okay, this part was stolen from the Survivor video. I remember this. I remember this exact line. I remember this exact quote. I remember this exact cinematic. God damn it, developers. Okay, whatever. I'll let it slide for now.
Drawn to these generators like moths to a flame, they're the perfect place to begin your hunt.
Okay, that's not realistic unless you have a perk like Tinkerer. Nobody's just gonna stare at the generator. Like, if you're, like, rank fucking 10 or above, you're not gonna be staring at the generator while you stick your goddamn hands in it. You're gonna be fucking looking around behind you, in front of you, to the side of you, to make sure nobody's sneaking up on you with Tinkerer or whatever. Especially with this generator that's out in the goddamn open. The killer wouldn't be able to sneak up on you if you were looking around. Even if they had Tinkerer. Even if they had Tinkerer, you'd still be able to see them. Look how close he gets.
To begin
Run, idiot.
Patrol unrepaired generators marked by a red aura in search of your next victim. Impede progress and extinguish hope by damaging partially repaired generators. Keep an eye out for loud noise notifications. These are created when survivors fail generator skill checks or perform rushed actions.
Or
if
jump
only
out of a
one
locker,
survivor
or
remains,
into a locker.
an escape hatch will open somewhere on the map. An open hatch creates an ambient sound. Find it and close it before the survivor can make their escape. Closing the hatch will power the exit gates, even if generator repairs have not been completed. Exit gates take some time to open, so use these final moments wisely to locate the remaining survivors before they can slip through your grasp. Once an exit gate has been opened by the survivors, or you find and close the escape hatch, a countdown will begin, culminating in the endgame collapse. Any survivor remaining in the trial when the countdown ends is claimed by the Entity.
Sure. Okay,
Once
the
a survivor is in your sights, expect them to do the only thing they can. Run for their lives. Their fear feeds your pursuit, as running survivors leave temporary scratch marks in their wake.
Not always the case. There's a perk like Poised, where if a generator's completed, their scratch marks are taken away. There's a perk Lightweight, which makes them go away even faster. There's fucking that perk that I did a video on a couple weeks ago, Lucky Break, where if you're injured, you leave no scratch marks for 60 seconds. Oh, hi, Gracie just messaged me. Okay, I'm just gonna say real quick, we're gonna make a Back 4 Blood series as soon as we finish our initial playthrough, so we kinda learn how to understand the game, but that's not really important for this video. Let's continue on.
Use them to your advantage before they fade away. Should the trail run cold, Hiding in nearby lockers can often serve as the last resort for the desperate.
No. No, it can't. Why would hiding... Yeah, okay, barbecue. But the killer didn't use barbecue to go there. Because no. If a survivor's in a locker, the killer can't find you with barbecue. Why would you just assume that a survivor's in a random locker? No. That's not...
Be wary of fixating on a single survivor. Focusing for too long on one survivor means more time for the rest to achieve their objective.
Okay, this right here is good advice. But, at the same time, you don't want to do a hit-and-run playstyle. You don't want to smack somebody once, leave them, go find somebody else. That's called the hit-and-run playstyle, and you normally would run a perk like the Natophobia, which decreases generator repair speed, if you're going to try and do hit-and-run. But hit-and-run isn't very good because, well, they have medkits, they've got self-care, they have adrenaline, or they have perks like Iron Will, which makes them quiet, or they have perks like Dead Hard, which help them when they're injured, or Resilience, or whatever. There are a lot of things to take into consideration, so maybe if you want one specific kill, you should focus on it, but not 100% of the time. You need to use your brain to tell you if this is a good strategy, to see if this is a strategic idea. Just do what makes the most sense at the time. No video can tell you, alright, 100% of the time, you should do this. Because maybe you'll get a survivor who does something completely out of the ordinary, and you're like, wait, this video didn't tell me what the fuck to do. What the hell do I do here? See? You kind of got to do a little bit of learning on your own, which is why I feel like an actual Dead by Daylight player could be better at this. They just could. They could be better at this. Now, unfortunately, Demi, the person I linked in the description last video, did not make a video on how to be good at killer. Maybe I could recommend it to them or whatever, but they did not make that, so I won't be able to link it. I can try and find a link to another good one, but there will not be one in the description unless I find a good one before uploading. Or maybe I'll update the description later. Doesn't really matter.
Though most killers move faster, survivors are nimble and may elude you by quickly vaulting through windows, stunning you with pallets, or blinding you with flashlights.
Okay, that's not realistic right there. Look at that.
Stunning you with pallets, or blinding you with flashlight.
You can look up. You're not just gonna look directly at a flashlight. You're not just gonna look directly at somebody while they're carrying a flashlight.
Don't let survivors dictate the chase. Instead, strategize your own path to stay one step ahead.
Yes, strategize. That's what I said before.
Once you land your first hit, survivors will enter the injured state.
Right.
Should they elude you, track them more easily by listening for grunts of pain or following their trail of blood.
Good. I thought they were going to completely
land
disregard
another
that.
hit, and they will pain or
They're not just going to
their
stop
trail
running.
of
You
blood.
see that right there? She's walking. They're not just going to stop running as soon as you hit them.
Land another hit, and they will enter the dying state. Collect them from the ground before their allies can help them to their feet. Move quickly. Survivors will fight to free themselves from your grasp.
It's called wiggling.
Multiple hooks are located throughout the map. While hooks can break or be sabotaged by certain industrious survivors, the unique set of hooks found in each map's basement are indestructible. In the basement, there is only one way in and one way out, making rescue even more dangerous. Once impaled on a hook, survivors begin to lose health. In most cases, they will be forced to rely on an ally to rescue them.
It's not health, it's your hook timer. It's the timer at the bottom of the hook. It's the timer at the bottom of your little face in the HUD. It's like, it ticks down the longer you're on the hook, and when that timer ends, your character dies. That has nothing to do with your character's health, because there's injured, there's healthy, there's fucking deep wound, I guess, and then there's injured, healthy, deep wound, and dying. Being on the hook is not a health state. Just gonna tell you that right there.
If the survivor is hooked a second time, you'll force them into a struggle for survival against the entity itself.
Okay.
If help fails...
If somebody is hooked for the second time, they're going into struggle. Like, it's not the struggle state. If somebody gets hooked, they said, I'm going into struggle. That's what they're going to say. If you're in a Discord call or whatever.
Or should they be freed and hooked a third time, the sacrifice is complete.
Right. Or they can be left behind and their struggle meter will run out.
While the goal for all killers remains the same. Each killer is gifted with a unique power that offers them a singular approach to the hunt.
Well, not all. Not all. There are some killers that pretty much have the same abilities. Some are insta-down, some are undetectable, some of them are invisible. You know, it's not fair to say that they're all different. Like, sure, their models are different, but some of their powers are almost identical.
Powers are as unique as the killers that wield them. From terrifying, supernatural abilities to gruesome weapons, traps, poisons, and other means of inflicting devastation. Variety is the spice of death.
This is
Experiment to find a killer whose power matches your playstyle and maximize the torment you deliver in each trial. As a killer in the entity's realm, you stand alone. An apex predator surrounded by prey. Your prey may prove cunning, but remember these basics and take one step closer to mastering the art of the hunt in Dead by Daylight.
Alright, now I'll be real with you. That one didn't really have as many fuck-ups as the last one. This one is actually a pretty decent guide to how to play as killer for people who just started the game. I don't hate it. Now, if only the Dead by Daylight killer tutorial in the game was this good, then we could all be this good. I just feel like there's a couple more things they could talk about. They could talk about the lunge attacks. They could talk about the cooldowns. They could talk about certain, like, perks. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this one was much better than the original. And this one just came out today, a couple hours ago, like 2 or 3 hours ago. Good on you, devs. You know how to make a killer tutorial. Why couldn't you do it for Survivor?